Thai yellow curry. Easy, they say. 14 ingredients, 18 ingredients, 13 ingredients, and 12 things you probably don't even have in your kitchen. Our blend will replace more than 9 in each of these recipes and even include the coconut milk. Feed your whole family for less than one meal at your favorite Thai restaurant.
Hello and welcome. Today we'll be making a yellow curry and a sautéed vegetable. This curry is actually influenced from Thailand. However, I learned it from a sweet grandmother in Okinawa. This method is kind of a home-style method which uses only one pot and cooks everything in the same pan at once rather than boiling them separately and sautéing them separately and making a sauce separately. By using the Welcome Thailand blend, you get out of the business of having to measure 9 different ingredients to make this curry. This actually starts in a cold pan, and I've used just a little bit of peanut oil. It doesn't have to be peanut oil because we're not cooking at that high of a temperature. It's just got a nice flavor, and it's what I had on hand close. I'll be putting the chicken in the pan raw, and now just to let you know, when I tasted this dish, it was actually made with pigeon. Protein is expensive and often very scarce in the Orient, and so a little tiny bit of meat is all it takes for this dish. Now this protein is not browned. It's still very white by the time it's cooked, and so we want it just barely cooked. And then what we'll do is take that out of the pan and use the pan to cook our carrot and potato. Now, one of the things that I wanted to explain is that Thai yellow curry typically has coconut milk in it. But we know that not everybody has a can of coconut milk in their house. And if you use just a partial can, the shelf life is only a few days even in the refrigerator. So what we've done here at Spice Road is add a dehydrated coconut milk, and then all you use is half and half or cream. You can use whole milk as well, but half and half ends up giving the same consistency and almost exactly the same flavor as does the typical coconut milk. In fact, it actually makes the dishes slightly richer. You should be able to see that the chicken is still quite blonde. We're cooking this without it being toasted exactly. Partially is because we're trying to keep this chicken as large as we can and not dehydrate that. I'll be adding about 1 tablespoon of the Welcome to Thailand blend. You'll notice how that toasts a little bit. That gives it a characteristic flavor of the toasted spice and really adds to the flavor of the chicken, which we will be taking out now and adding later on after the vegetable is cooked. Now that this is toasted, we'll be removing this from the skillet and actually adding the vegetable. You'll see here that I've removed the chicken into a separate bowl, and then I've also now drained and added the carrot and potato to the same skillet. I also added some salt, especially for the potato, so they don't turn out so they don't cook and taste flat. And then from my grandmother in Okinawa, I learned put a little sugar in the water as well, which heightens the flavor of the carrot. Now we'll let this boil. When they're actually tender without being overcooked, we'll stop this, drain them again, and combine both of the chicken and the vegetable back together. In many cultures, primarily in the Orient and Indonesia, when we talk about spices, we're talking about several different degrees of using spices. They have even specific words for like burnished spice and toasted spice and cooked spice and raw spice. That's where we'll see things even like shaved garlic and shaved ginger for sushi. And many times the spices in these dishes, especially curries, we're using the spice and herbs and vegetable matter toasted first of all, like we did with the chicken, but then simply cooked, and which gives a different character and a much different flavor profile. So Now we have toasted spice with the chicken initially and removed that from the pan, from the sauteuse. And now what we're going to do is once we drain the vegetable, the chicken will go back into that with cream, and we will also now add more spices, more of the Welcome to Thailand mix, and allow that to simply cook, which gives that different flavor profile, and it also helps with that characteristic deep, bright yellow look that comes from the turmeric that is so prevalent in the Thai curry. Let's go check our vegetables and see if those are done. We're going to be looking for a vegetable that is cooked or nearly cooked, and then but without being broken apart. Our vegetable is now cooked. I'll be draining that and adding the sauteed chicken back into those vegetables with some cream and more Welcome to Thailand spice. Now I'm adding the chicken back, and I'll be adding enough cream to cover the entire dish. This dish is served with rice. Sometimes I've seen it with noodles, but typical and traditional is served with rice. And what I'm doing is pretty much covering this with the cream. I'm going to bring this to a nice simmer. We don't want to overdo it necessarily, but by using half and half of cream, it's not going to curdle. You can see that I'm getting some of that lovely yellow color, but not enough. We knew we were only using some to toast. Now we'll be adding the fresh flavorings that will give it more of that color and a different flavor characteristic. I'm going to add just a little more because I'm a real fan of this flavor. Our Thai blend does have some chili flake in it, not entire whole chili pods like you may see in some Thai dishes. So this has a little characteristic, but you may find you want to put some more sriracha or chili flake in it if you desire a stronger and hotter flavor. And once this comes to a simmer, I'm going to lower it, the heat, and let it simmer for only about 2 more minutes. Meanwhile, I'm going to get ready to stir fry my frozen vegetable. I'll be using the Laotian Fields blend with my frozen stir fry vegetable mix. I know this is frozen and not the highest quality. However, it is convenient, ready, and cheap. So I'll be using that. The whole point of the Happier Meal segment is to make meals for your family that are delicious and time-saving, and then also on a budget. So rather than buying snow peas and taking care of them and cutting mushrooms and finding water chestnuts and all of those other things that you might find in this bag would cost you $10 to $12. What we've got here is a bag that's less than $2 and has some of each of those components. So I'll be sauteing them over here. Okay, with the saute, I'm going to be adding a little bit of oil, obviously. It doesn't have to be much. But here is where I'm going to be toasting the spices. So I want a hot skillet, not over hot necessarily, and I'm going to be adding about a tablespoon and a half, and you'll see how this is beginning to toast and turn colors. As soon as it does, I'm going to be adding the stir-fry vegetable. Now, the Laotian Field blend has garlic and ginger and sugar, but it also has a little bit of dehydrated soy sauce. Not a lot, because in Laos, Cambodia, soy sauce is actually a rare commodity. So they use only drops rather than teaspoons and tablespoons like you might find in Japan or China. I've already cooked the rice. I can use a rice cooker, or you can cook it on the stove, whatever you choose. And a side of stir-fry vegetable. Oh, look at those pea pods. And there you have it. An exotic meal done in less than a half hour using Laotian Fields and Welcome to Thailand blends. What a delicious and delightful meal, and we hope your family will enjoy this exotic twist. Good day.